We got Floyd Money Mayweather walking through. You know, this is his home in Miami. We're coming through. Got my man GT. You know what the vibes are like when GT walking in the gym? Work. Nothing but Hall of Fame.
Floyd Mayweather just showed up at Lamont Roach's training camp in California. Yep, you heard that right. Lamont is already grinding hard, getting ready for his big rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis. And now, out of nowhere, Mayweather pulls up? That's wild. Let's be honest, for Tank, this feels like next-level betrayal.
Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you understand? Because Roach he come to fight, and I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about, oh, why Roach? Because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Everyone knows Floyd and Gervonta have had their ups and downs, but this right here, this takes it to another level. Floyd's not just on the sidelines anymore. He's getting directly involved with Tank's opponent, just like he did before the Garcia fight. But this time, it's more than advice. Floyd's going hands-on, actually training Roach on how to beat the very fighter he once helped build.
I gotta tell you the truth. You know, that's a good workout. Today I had a good workout. It pushed me. You know, actually it's good for a lot of professional fighters. You know, not just normal people that's at home. That's good for professional fighters. It'll push you.
So what does all this mean for the rematch? Why is Floyd backing Roach? And the big question, how's Tank taking this major betrayal? Let's break it down. Floyd was recently seen at the Brick House Boxing Club in Los Angeles, the same spot where Lamont Roach has been putting in serious work for his rematch with Tank. Roach is locked in, training hard, and now with Mayweather in his corner, things just got a lot more intense. Lamont Roach is fully locked in, training with laser focus for the rematch, like a man on a mission. And now, he's got something even more dangerous in his corner, the game plan from one of the greatest boxers of all time. Floyd Mayweather didn't just stop by for a quick visit. He's actively working with Roach, giving him insider knowledge on how to break down and beat Gervonta Tank Davis once and for all.
Okay? Smart shit. Smart shit. You drop two, walk. Drop, then get it, okay? Yeah, I'm going to like this, boom, then you go out. Like this, boom, you switch. So you can right shoulder, and then it's like.
And let's not forget, Roach already showed in the first fight that he had Tank figured out. He wasn't just some underdog swinging for a lucky shot. He came in with a clear game plan. He understood Tank's power, sure, but more importantly, he knew where Tank was vulnerable, and he used that knowledge to his advantage. Roach brought it all in that first fight. Sharp counters, high-level defense, and non-stop pressure that kept Tank backing up the entire night. And let's be real, Tank felt that power. He even took a knee in the 9th round. If referee Steve Willis hadn't missed that moment, there's a good chance the fight would have been called right then and there.
Cards. Judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinski scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of GervontaDavis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Now, imagine that same Lamont Roach, but this time with Floyd Mayweather in his corner. That's a whole new level of danger for Tank. Floyd is a master of defense, footwork, and counterpunching, and now he's teaching Roach the Floyd technique. He's showing him exactly how to frustrate Tank, throw him off his rhythm, and punish him for every mistake he makes. This could be a game changer. We're talking about shoulder rolls, pull counters, lead hand traps, all the techniques that made Floyd Mayweather unstoppable in his prime. If Roach was already giving Tank trouble before, just think about what's coming next. And here's the kicker, Tank knows it. That's why he's been avoiding this rematch. But now that the rematch clause is locked in and Floyd is backing Roach, there's no way out. The fight is on, and Tank can't escape it anymore.
I feel like you got a certain confidence about this fight that I've interviewed a few different Tank opponents. Everybody gonna say like, yeah, you know, everybody say this and that's what you're supposed to say, right? Like I'm going into a fight, I don't think people thinking they're gonna lose, but it just feels like you have a different confidence than most other people. Where do you feel like that comes from?
I'm just on wire, bro. I ain't never backed down from that. I damn sure ain't never wanted to come second to anything. So, why would he change it?
Let's keep it real. If there's one person who knows every move, strength, weakness, habit, and flaw of Tank Davis, it's Floyd Mayweather. Floyd didn't just manage Gervonta, he built him from the ground up. He turned Tank into a knockout artist and helped make him one of boxing's biggest stars. Floyd knows Tank inside and out. But here's the thing, Tank left the nest too soon. The moment he broke off from Mayweather Promotions, Floyd gave him a clear warning. You think you're ready to do this on your own? Watch how fast things start to fall apart. And honestly, Floyd wasn't wrong.
You know, he's the one who told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
The moment Floyd and Tank fell out, Floyd didn't just walk away quietly. He went straight to work, training Tank's rivals. let's rewind to the Ryan Garcia fight. Before that matchup, Floyd was in Ryan's camp, giving him crucial advice on how to take Tank down. Floyd made sure to help Ryan figure out how to beat his former fighter.
Tank been out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me he's still a kid. And when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
Then, we saw it again with Terrence Crawford, who's been throwing shots at Tank on social media lately. Crawford has been openly beefing with Gervonta, and guess who was spotted in his camp, giving him fight advice? Yep, you guessed it, Floyd Mayweather. And it doesn't stop there. Floyd's even had talks with Davis, who's been calling out Tank for months, saying he wants all the smoke. Floyd's clearly not holding back when it comes to helping Tank's potential opponents. And now, Floyd is literally in Lamont Roach's corner, preparing him for the biggest fight of his career. At this point, Floyd isn't just training Tank's rivals. He's personally making sure they have everything they need to take him down.
What's that? What's the name of it?
So you got your people. Y'all all stepping, huh? Nigga, where Derek at? I don't know.
He don't like you.
Speak up, Frank.
What that mean?
Love limit. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't. EJ do the trash talk, make you miss Bob.
Now, Ryan didn't exactly follow through on that game plan the way he should have, but still, Floyd made it clear he was done helping Tank. Floyd was out of Tank's corner for good, and he wasn't holding back when it came to supporting his opponents.
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we can get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. You definitely might see it in a minute.
Tank might believe he's moved past Floyd, but Floyd is out here making a statement. You don't turn your back on the person who built you. Now, he's making sure Tank pays the price. Let's face it, Tank doesn't want this rematch. Ever since the first fight ended with controversy, he's been avoiding it. At first, he acted like he was all for a rematch, but once the reality hit, he started doing everything he could to get out of it.
I already signed. My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that wasn't a fluke.
We're all familiar with the rematch clause drama by now. Before the fight even went down, Lamont Roach confirmed he had signed a contract with an immediate rematch clause, just in case of a draw or if he won. And let's be honest, that's pretty standard in boxing. Every top champion makes sure they've got a rematch clause in place, just in case things don't go their way. Tank himself had Roach sign it, thinking he'd never need it. But here's where it gets wild. The The clause applies to both fighters. That means Tank can't just walk away now. He's legally locked into the rematch.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we take?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
And that's exactly why Tank's been avoiding it. Right after the fight, during the post-fight press conference, Tank straight up admitted he wasn't planning on jumping into a rematch immediately. He mentioned he had other names in mind and that he might face Roach later this year. But with that rematch clause in place, Tank doesn't have the luxury of waiting around.
Tank want a rematch. Let me know now. Do you want to fight Tank again? He said he open to do a rematch. Do you want to fight Tank?
100%. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight again. It's just whenever the fight gonna happen.
So it's gonna happen.
It's going to happen.
Okay. They said they want it in New York again. Do you want to fight again in the Barclays Center?
I wouldn't mind, but I'd love for it to be in DC.
Okay.
I'd love for it to be in DC.
But guess what? Lamont's lawyers weren't having any of it. They went through the contract and found a loophole that forces Tank into the rematch. No delays, no tune-ups, just straight back into the ring. Now, Tank has no choice but to face Roach again.
You know, obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, you know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in your eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, what you talking about? So,
you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever, see, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye, spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref. You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops is a no?
Hell no.
Hey, fuck that man.
Yeah. You know how many Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that. That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
The first fight was a total disaster in terms of officiating. Let's kick things off with the biggest controversy of the night, the 9th round.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that. Or like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
We all saw it. Tank took a knee, which should have been counted as a knockdown for Lamont Roach, no doubt about it. But what did referee Steve Willis do? He didn't call anything. He just let it slide like it was no big deal. That moment could have completely changed the fight, because if that knockdown had been counted, Roach would have won, plain and simple.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. and you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that. Or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
And it didn't end there. Tank's corner was breaking every rule in the book. There was a moment caught on camera where Calvin Ford literally wiped Tank's face during the fight, not between rounds, but while the action was still going on. That's straight up illegal, and yet the referee ignored it completely. Here's the wild part. After the fight, Lamont's legal team immediately filed a lawsuit against Steve Willis, demanding an investigation into the officiating. NYSAC had to review everything, and guess what? They admitted mistakes were made. They agreed the officiating wasn't up to standard, acknowledged issues with the fight playback, and even said the judges made questionable calls. But did they overturn the draw? Nope. They let it stand. Even though the whole boxing world saw what really went down, Lamont Roach won that fight. Fans, analysts, and even other fighters were calling out the corruption.
People say Tank didn't really win. They got the majority draw, which means it had to be a close fight, maybe a tough one to call. At the end of the day, when it's a draw like that and an action-packed fight, run it back. I'm pretty sure the fans will watch it one more time.
Should they have called it a knockdown in round 9?
I didn't get to see it, but my one coach said no. A lot of on-takers say yes. I want to watch how it occurred because technically when you take a knee, it's very unfortunate, but if there was some outside factor that did get into his eye, I don't know. You're walking on a gray line, and that's when things aren't necessarily black or white. So it's a tough call, and you don't want one little decision to change the whole fight. But in sports, sometimes it is one thing that a referee does or a judge does that determines who wins and loses. So luckily for him, he did not have such a scenario because obviously the fight was close enough that if the point was deducted, he would have walked away not world champion.
Everyone saw it. Tank got a gift decision. Now he's trying to avoid the rematch, hoping history doesn't repeat itself. But with that rematch clause locked in, Tank doesn't have much of a choice this time.
You think it was a draw? No. Who you thought won? Lamont. You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds? What went wrong? What went wrong?
I mean, we're going to see. I'm the best fighter in boxing. I've been saying this. So,
Shakur, what went wrong with Gervonta in this fight? Just because, could we say maybe because Lamont didn't come in, they really...
I think he got overconfident. I think he was thinking Lamont wasn't that good. I told everybody how the fight was going to go. The fight went exactly how I said. Exactly.
After seeing this performance from Gervonta, do you believe your confidence has gone a little bit more up?
My confidence been up. I've been knew I was the best.
What's your worst Keyshawn? He won his first title. It was a close fight.
I'm not surprised the way Lamont fought. I knew Lamont was going to come and fight. It was the opportunity of a lifetime. He did a good job. He fought a great fight.
What went wrong with Tank Davis? I mean, I was expecting to knock him out.
Every night in boxing is not your best. But got the draw.
Would you like to see a rematch of this or jump into a fight with Shakur Stevenson?
Whatever they want to do. You think it was a draw? I don't know. It was a good fight.
Appreciate it, Danny.
But here's the real question. How will Tank respond? He's managed to avoid this rematch for as long as possible, but now there's no escaping it. His back is against the wall, and with Floyd scheming against him, the pressure's never been higher. Will Tank step up and prove he's still the top dog? Or will Floyd's strategy help Roach pull off the upset? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Floyd's setting Tank up for failure? Or is it all just mind games? Who do you think will win the rematch? Make sure to like, subscribe for all the latest boxing updates, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. I'll see you in the next video.